That means hi in my native tongue. My name is Miss Jacque Nunez, and I am a member of a California tribe by the coast. We are called the Juaneño Band of Mission Indians, a Hashiman Nation. Can you say Ahashiman? Ahashiman. Good! Now say it fast. Ahashiman. Oh, sounds like a sneeze, doesn't it? But it isn't. And it means the people that sleep in a pile. You see, we lived in thatched houses, and we would cuddle together to stay warm, and by morning time, we looked like a brand new batch of puppy dogs or kittens. So we were the first California cuddlers. I'm going to take you on a journey. And as we go back in time to see how my people lived in the coast of California, we are hoping to spark your interest to learn about your family and the differences in your community. And I'd like to thank St. Paul's Library for including me in your Summer Spark program. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take away everything. And here we are to see the beauty of tranquil living a long time ago. Native Americans always sang songs, and my people sang songs with a clapper stick. You're going to see me use a clapper stick, which is like using your hands. And I want you to say a few words with me. Say, hi, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. And then say, oh, hom palo. That means thank you. Moila, that means moon. Tamat, that means sun. Akero means earth. And pala means water. See if you can join me in this song, because singing filled our souls. Singing was part of our lifestyle. Hi, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. Hi, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. Oh, hom palo. Oh, hom palo. Moila, temet, quiero pajar. Matthew. Hi, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. Hi, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. Oh, hom palo. Oh, hom palo. Moila, temet, quiero pahala. Woo! Quiero pahala. Woo! Quiero pahala. Woo! Wasn't that beautiful to see what life was like 300 years, 400, they say sometimes even 12,000 years ago? Now, I'm motivated to tell a story, and I hope you have a story too. But when I get out in nature and I see the animals and I see the trees, I want to tell a story. Watch. You might be motivated too. Boys and girls, I know it's Earth Day, And it's time for us to remember to recycle, reuse, and renew. But as you look on the ground, you might find something like this. A few twigs, just like this. And do you know a few twigs just like this could be a fun game for you? Let me show you. You take one twig and you put it on the back of your hand just like this, and you toss it in the air. And you try to catch it. I didn't catch that one, but let's try it again. Put it on the back of your hand, toss it in the air. I caught it. Now when you catch one, you're gonna try to catch another. So you get another stick and you put it on the back of your hand and you try it again. Sepul, hue, bahai. That's 1, 2, 3 in my language. I caught him! What do you think we're gonna do next? That's right, we're gonna add another stick. And so on until you maybe get up to 10 sticks. It's a fun way to appreciate Mother Earth. And do you know that Mother Earth can be celebrated every day? And recycling, reusing, and renewing isn't just for one day, but it's for every day. But Miss Jacque has a few more R's. So make your hand in an R like this, and everyone say after me. Recycle, renew, reuse, respect Mother Earth, respect the four-legged, respect the flyers, respect the swimmers, respect the crawlers, respect myself, but especially respect my neighbor. Boys and girls, you know, our world is full of diversity all around. And if your neighbor is different than you, and let's just say, maybe they speak a different language, do you make fun of them? No, never. What if they eat different food? Do you make fun of that food? No, never. As a matter of fact, it's that diversity that makes America the most beautiful country in the world, because we celebrate ourselves, but we also celebrate our neighbor. So remember, I know it was Earth Day just a few days ago, but let's celebrate Earth every day, and let's take care of Mother Earth so that she can take care of us. Bye-bye, Ama. When I tell this next story, you are going to see a little bit of kindness. You're going to see a little bit of a little boy that felt jealous of a little girl and he made fun of her. And I hope that you'll learn in this story that it's better to embrace differences and celebrate each other. This morning when I woke up and I just looked around, it's so beautiful here. I saw a deer, there were squirrels, I even saw a rabbit, and you know, it just makes me want to tell a story. Yes, a story. Do you know that everyone can be a storyteller, even you? I think I'll tell a story about the little girl who was different than anyone in the tribe. And you'll hear how different she was. Her name was Shulayem. A long time ago, in the village of Ahashimai, there lived a little girl, and her name was Shulayem. Where Shulayem was different. Even when she was inside her mother's tummy, her mother would lay on top of that soft rabbit fur, and she would rub her tummy, and she would look up out of the smoke hole, and she would count the stars in the sky. Why, it was her favorite thing to do. And when she had her baby, she couldn't believe it, that her little girl had the night sky all over her face. Oh, you probably call them freckles. But a long time ago in the village of Ahashimai, we just said that Shulayem had the face of the night sky. When she began to grow up, oh, she was about that little. She discovered her voice, and she liked to sing, but her voice and her ear didn't connect. So oftentimes, when she sang, she was off key. Yahane, Yahane. all the animals would go running. Why, the children would clean their ears, and even the skunk would come around to see what was going on. But when she got a little bit taller and a little bit older, her ear began to find her voice. And when she sang, everyone loved to hear little Shulayim sing. Hi-ya, honey, ya, honey, ya, honey, henna, henna, ya, honey, henna, henna, ya, honey, henna. And the rabbits would come to her feet, and the deer would nuzzle her little elbow, and the badger would come out of his hole. But it was the dragonfly that swirled around every child, but only landed on Shulayim. You see, in our California legends, we say when a dragonfly lands on you, it means you have a good heart. And Shulayim did. She was kind and loving, forgiving. She was all those things. But there was a little boy in the village, and he didn't have a good heart. He had a coyote spirit, and he didn't like that dragonfly never landed on him. One day, he decided he was going to play a trick on Shulayim. So he got an abalone shell, and he filled it with mud, and he got a stick, and he began to put spots all over his face. When he was done, he went by the creek and looked at his reflection, and he began to laugh. He thought he was so funny. And he got his grandmother's clapper stick, and he began to mock little Shulayim. Ya honey, ya honey, ya honey, now hello, ya honey, hello, ya honey, hello. And Shulayim, she heard him, and she saw him, and tears began to run down her eyes, and she ran to her grandmother, who was at the creek gathering plants for a basket. Oh, no, yo! Why do I have these spots all over my face? She picked up a soap root. She began to scrub her face. She wanted so much for them to come off. And the grandmother came over and she said, Shulayim, never question the Creator, for it is He who placed those beautiful spots all over your face. And Shulayim wiped a tear. Now come, child. And she looked at the river, and there were two leaves. One was spotted and one was plain. And she said, Shulayim, which one does your eye spot first? Grandmother, the one with the spots on it. Yes, it is the same one that the caterpillar finds and eats and becomes a beautiful butterfly. And Shulayim, her heart was jumping. She says, I understand, grandmother. And then she said, now look at those two stones there in front of you. One is spotted and one is plain. Which one do you notice? The one with spots on the rock. Yes, it is the same one that the rattlesnake crawls onto and sheds his old skin and becomes a new and beautiful creation. Oh, Shulayim, she wiped her tears, she wiped her nose, she threw her hair back and she grabbed her clapper stick and she was ready to sing again. But she noticed behind that oak tree, the little coyote boy, he was crying. Nobody likes me. Nobody likes my tricks. In an instant, Shulayim's heart melted and she said, Mona, which means come here. Why, he couldn't believe that she was calling him, and he said, Mona, Mona. And the little boy came to Shulayim. His face was one big muddy mess. And she picked up that same abalone shell and rinsed it clean and filled it up with water. And as he stood next to her, she put that abalone with water over his face, and it washed his face. And he said, she's everything that everyone says she is. She's so nice. She's so kind and forgiving. And he opened his eyes and he said, Shulayim, will you be my friend? And she looked at the little boy and said, of course. Do you think a dragonfly will ever land on me? Shh, be still, she said. I hear them. I see them. They're coming. and the dragonflies flew round and round. And soon a little dragonfly came to that little boy and was looking at that little boy, and then it flew away. And then they came again, and they came very quickly, and one landed right on that little boy's nose. Shula, yeah! There's a dragonfly on my nose. He's looking to me and I'm looking at him. I think he likes me. And then it flew away. And then just as soon as it flew away, another one came and landed on Shulayem's shoulder. She put her arm around her new friend, and they looked at each other. And they became friends that day, and they stayed friends forever. And I'm gonna say ho, and you're gonna say hey ho. Now, let's talk about the story. Shulayem was different. Who can tell me why she was? Yes, she had spots all over her face. She also had something else that was different. Yes, she had a good heart. The little boy, she referred to him as what? Coyote. Yes, because he was always playing tricks, and he played a trick on Shulayem. What did he do? Yes, he put mud spots all over his face. He made fun of her, and it hurt her feelings. But her grandmother came and showed her that being different was a beautiful thing. And Shulayem's spirit was lifted up, and she was ready to sing again. But you know what Shulayem noticed? That the little boy that was making fun of her, his feelings were hurt too. And she called him to her. And what did she do? She washed his face. Did they become friends? Yes, they did. What did he ask of Shulayem? Yes, you're right. He asked her to forgive him. And that changed his heart. And because his heart was changed, the dragonflies came, and where did it land? You're right, on his nose. Boys and girls, you might know someone that's different, but just because they're different, it really just means that they're special. Why, it's the differences in the world that makes everybody unique and special. So, you heard my story. Now you tell a story, because everyone has stories inside to tell. And I want to hear your story too. In my language, we say, Ama, Nokshun Lovek Ompalof, from a deep place in my heart. I thank you. And we'll see you next time for another story. Ama. Now, California could be close to you, or it could be far away. But California is known for a lot of things. One, for sunny California and the beautiful coast of California. But there's also earthquakes. And in the next story, you're going to learn what to do when an earthquake happens. And it's part of our legend. Say these words: drop, cover, and hold on. Enjoy the story.
Tai hunu kane shune shun, tai hunu kane shune shun, na ha kwane shune.
Miu, friends! My name is Miss Jackie, and I'm from a California tribe called the Akashiman Nation, the Wanenyo Band of Mission Indians. And I'm here to tell you a very important story, a story that gives you a little bit of insight to our legends, because we know that earthquakes scare little children, but we want you to know our legends, so it might help a little bit ease that fear. And in a moment, when I tell the story, I want you to remember 3 words that will keep you safe, because there will be a great shakeout, and we want you to be ready. And the 3 words are drop, cover, and hold on. And in my language, we say, Ama, Kota, ya. Come, listen to the story. I think you'll really enjoy it. A long time ago, there was just earth. It was just earth with a lot of water. There was no people, just the earth with water swirling. There were creatures inside, but no land. And Creator, as he came from a high place, looked down and he said, there must be land to Mayawut. But how? How can I put some land on water? And just as he was thinking, a big tortoise came to the top of the water. And he looked and he said, that is what I'm going to use. And Creator looked at that turtle and he said, brother turtle, Baal, you have a great opportunity to do something wonderful for Tamayawut. And the turtle looked at him and he said, what can I do? We want to use the top of your turtle shell for the basis of land. But I need more than just you, little turtle. I need your brothers. And Turtle went back and he went and looked for all his brothers. It took a whole day for him to find one brother. And it took him another day to get another brother. And he searched all over the earth until he came up with his 6 brothers. And they stood before Creator and looked at him and said, yes, Creator, what is it that you shall have us do? I am going to form land, which we shall call Tamayawut, and later it will be called California. Now, tail to head to tail. Come on, right now, put yourselves together. There you go. This way, a little bit that way, this way. Okay, perfect. That is perfect. Then he reached down in the depths of the ocean, and he brought up some soil, and he planted it right on the backs of the turtle. And he reached up into the heavens, and he brought down a piece of straw, and he made holes right in the soil. And as the soil received the stick, soon big, huge redwoods grew. They were tall, this tall. And he looked at it and he said, this is good. And then he got his fingerprints and he pushed. And wherever he put a fingerprint, there were lakes. And then he took his fingers and he drew lines through it, and there were rivers. And he liked what he had seen. This is good, he said. But then something happened, and it wasn't good. The turtles, their backs got heavy. Oh, and they didn't like being the bottom of the earth anymore. They were kind of tired. And the 2 top turtles said, I'm going east. And the bottom brother says, I'm going west. Come with us. No, I don't want to go your way. I want to go this way. And the brother says, I'm going to go that way. And pretty soon they swam in separate directions. And before you know it, boom! There was a tremble. It was the first earthquake that was ever heard. Creator heard what was going on, and he came down and he said, Brother Turtles, what are you doing? I told you you must be still. This is a great honor. You have to agree to be still or we won't have land. The turtles agreed. They thought about it, and they said, yes, it is an honor. And they agreed that they would be still for the formation of California. But every now and then, they get a little tired and they move just a little bit. And you feel that tremor, don't you? So what you're going to do is drop, cover, and hold on. And in my language, in our language, we say it this way. Ama.
Ama.
Kota.
Kota.
Ya.
Ya.
And that will keep you safe. And that will keep your family safe. And you don't have to be afraid during the times that California has earthquakes. Oh, our time is almost finished. But I hope that you will remember that kindness rises up everyone's heart. So remember to be kind. Shulayem taught us that. And remember that singing, whether you sing in my language or your language, fills the soul. So sing more. And I hope that you remember that when an earthquake comes, that you'll stop, drop, and hold on. But I hope that you'll remember this, that you are special, just like Miss Jackie. And every family is worthy to be celebrated. As a matter of fact, I want you to remember something. I want you to remember that everyone has special treasures in their family. So say after me, and I want you to promise, say, I promise to learn 5 wonderful things about me and my family, and celebrate the world, celebrate differences, and know that every family and culture is important. And if you remember that, then I think that we're building a bridge to a beautiful community, because kindness is the best gift that we can give our family, our community, and the world. And in my language we say, Ama. That means goodbye. And Nokshun Lovik means from my deep heart. Ompalov means thank you. So from a deep place in my heart, I thank you.